Welcome back.
Welcome back, everyone. Another Chacha and Mo episode,
Except,
attempt three, maybe.
yeah, we the last episode that we recorded had some factual errors. We once I fact checked what we were talking about, I realized I didn't know what the hell I was talking about, and so it's kind of well, we wanted to find out from you, the audience, if you're interested in hearing it, even though it's wrong. We had a good discussion. We can
Yeah.
make some of it. But Miles and I were talking about movies, and I just said some things that I don't ever want attributed to me.
Well, we had a discussion about heat, and
Mhm.
we were both kind of bouncing off our little fun facts about it, and I think about 80% of them are wrong. So,
Yeah. So it's the opposite of informative.
well, this is maybe why we need one of those like just internet guys that just look stuff up for us, so that we don't do that. We just, you know what I mean? Keep it
Hmm.
sweet.
Yeah, so you can fact check yourself, but after like three errors, it becomes kind of a moot point to broadcast. So I don't know. I'm not
Yeah.
feeling great about that one. But we do have a couple in the can that have not seen the light of day that we are going to get up and going for the new year. And before we get into today's topic, I just want to hear a little bit because yesterday happened to be Mo's first day of work,
Yeah.
your first day at a job, right?
Yeah. Like, yeah, it was actually. It felt weird because I had like someone ask me that, or I had a couple people ask me if this is my first job. And my instant thought was like, no, but then I was like, wait, it is actually. I don't know. It was weird. I started work at Chick-fil-A yesterday, and it was pretty easy. Um, they just had me doing desserts yesterday, so I was making milkshakes and ice cream pretty much all
You're
day.
born for
And
this. You're just born
right,
to do this. Yeah, that's
wasn't bad at
perfect.
all.
And so you're working nights. What time did you get done?
Yeah, I worked yesterday. I worked 4:15 to 9:15, but the rest of the days I'll be working 4:15 to 10:15. So,
Whoa.
or
Yeah.
maybe 10:30. I'll see.
So a good 6 hours. Yeah, that's close to
Yeah.
a full work day. And is that going to continue when you're, because I know you're on break this week. Is that
Well,
going
yeah,
to
that's the only
continue?
reason I am doing that schedule. If not, I would
Mm.
have like done like 9 to 5 for the break week because I don't have any other plans. But I put that as like my schedule for school because I can just go after school and go to work right away, and then
Wow.
I'd be fine.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
going to be intense. Um, and this is also the first Chacha Mo where we are in the new reality of you moving back to California.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
So,
How do you feel?
I feel excited. I didn't really have any like not wanting to come back anymore. Like I think pretty much every part of me did want to come back now. So, um, I think the timing is pretty good too, as weird as it kind of seems, and I'm looking forward to it.
You are. Are you
Yeah,
going to go back to the same high school?
I think so. Well, it'll be
Hmm.
for just 1 year, but yeah, I
Yeah, I
believe so.
know. Oh, interesting.
And I think what might be funny is I think Lucas will be going to the elementary school that I was only there for fifth grade as well, and then probably going to my school after that. So
Amazing.
yeah, I'll have just missed him by 1 year, or we could have gone to the same school at the same time.
Yeah, that you know what? Don and I are 5 years apart, and that was the same thing. We never
Yeah,
were in the same school at the same time.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, so I'm very excited for you guys to come back here, and I think it's a really good thing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Speaking
forward
of
to it.
Dawn, my sister, it's her birthday.
Yep. Happy birthday, mom.
Happy birthday, mom.
Yep.
And we wanted to talk about her a little bit for her birthday, celebrate her.
Hmm.
Yeah. What is your favorite thing about your mom?
Oh, that's a loaded question right there.
It is. It is. You can take it any way you want.
Man, I should have had a little notepad ready before the episode because a little
Yeah,
off
because this
guard.
is just about your feelings. You don't need to plan ahead to express your
Right.
feelings.
Favorite thing about my mom. I think just like our dynamic, you know.
Yeah.
Um, I feel like over the last like few years I've gotten real close to my mom, like a lot closer.
Yeah.
And I think it's great having her. Like her and I feel like I could just tell her anything, talk to her about anything, just go through anything with her. Um,
Wow.
and there's no boundary there. Like I tell her, I feel like I would tell her like way more things than I would even tell like my closest friends on a lot of stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's a great thing that I get to share with her, and it's great being really close to her because you know we don't have any other family out here, so it's I'm glad I'm with someone who I'm so close with.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's fantastic. I
Yeah.
think my favorite thing about her is her big heart and just the way that she's always looking for how to connect with people. And with her work that she does of try to meet people where they're at and get them to a better place, like that is just so who she is, you know.
Hmm.
And I'm also just, I mean, whenever I spend time with you guys, I'm just blown away by how present she is with you, and at the same time running her own business and doing a million things, learning how to do capoeira on top of everything else. I think it says a lot.
Hmm.
That takes time and energy and effort, and and keeping the house. You guys have a big house with 3 cats, and that's no small thing to just keep that in order in and of
Yeah.
itself. So she really just like juggles all these things every single day, and she
Yeah.
just doesn't ever have a break, and she doesn't feel sorry for herself about it.
Yeah, she loves that. Like that's what I think is really like admirable about her. Is like she's just so busy all the time. But if she's not, like it's like, man, like I need something to do. Like that's like just what she does. And
Okay, so that's the
that's really cool.
ADHD. That's the flip
Yep.
side of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And do you feel like you guys have that in common?
I know she did for a long time, and I don't know if I have it. I think we share a lot of traits on that kind of thing, but I think it's
Hmm.
hard to know if like I have the same kind of mental thing as her because I think we are kind of different in that way where I do like to relax a lot, and like she just can never relax. She just needs to be go go go. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
hard to know.
Say again
It's just hard to know. I'm not really sure.
about
But
that if you have
if we both
ADHD.
have ADD, yeah,
Or ADD.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. It's one of those, I don't know, it's tough to self-diagnose, and it's, I don't know.
yeah.
What else do you guys have in common?
That's a good question. I think what's interesting is we actually don't have like a ton in common, and that's kind of how we bond over a lot of stuff because we just like we go back and forth, not in like a argument, just like sharing our thoughts on like thousands of different things, and like we all have like different opinions on stuff, but
Right.
um, we have a lot of common ground on like societal beliefs and things like that, or political beliefs or something.
Hmm.
But as far as like interests and stuff, I think we have a lot of like varying stuff that we both share with each other a lot, which I think is really cool.
Hmm.
Um,
hmm But for
yeah,
instance, I mean, right now when I think about your interest, I mean, movies comes to the top of the list, and I
yeah,
don't know if that's ever been that for her, that
yeah.
majority.
It's hard for her to sit through a whole movie, so
Mhm.
that's one of those things where it's like a interesting thing. But I blabber about them all day to her, and I think she likes hearing about it. So,
Like, can you give me an example?
just this morning, I was telling her about a movie I watched last night, and I was just explaining it all to her and like how I thought she would like it a lot. And then like I think I got her attention because I was like, it's only 90 minutes, so maybe you'll be able to sit through this one. Um, yeah, that's just like we just kind of talk about stuff like that a lot.
Wow, what movie was it?
It's called Boiling Point. Have you heard of it?
Mm-mm.
It came out in 2021. It's
Mhm.
about like a night in like a fine dining restaurant, and it goes through all like the characters. It's like a one take kind of movie. Um,
Oh,
it's really
oh,
interesting.
I did see it. I did
You
see it.
saw
It's
it?
British, right?
Huh?
It's British?
Yeah, or Australian. I couldn't tell.
Hmm. Oh yeah, okay. So
Yeah,
even though you don't share it per se, you can still communicate about it, and she's, I'm sure, excited by how excited you are, and how
yeah,
you're just kind of immersing yourself in films and just learning everything that you can.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think my mom's always been the one to support me on like just anything I'm trying to get into or that I'm passionate about or that I find interesting or anything like that. Even if we have like separate beliefs on something, like she's always there to like have my back and like you know what I mean, hear my
she's
side.
very open-minded.
Yeah,
And I think, I'm not a parent. And one of, for a lot of reasons, but I've always, thought like, how does that work? Like, how can you really be open-minded when you're responsible for somebody and you think you know what's right? Or, like being older, we have some experience, right? And experience and lessons learned, and we don't want to see you make the same mistakes. And I think that must be one of the hardest parts, especially as you get older now.
yeah.
hmm But the fact that you're growing up in that environment and that it's that open and you don't feel like you have to defend yourself, um,
Yeah,
for, even you're a night owl. Like you are such a night owl. And
yeah,
I don't think she is necessarily. I think she's exhausted at the end of
no,
the day. So in that very basic way, you guys are almost like yin and yang.
yeah, yeah. We are yin and yang in a lot of ways.
hmm Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what is one thing that you wish for Dawn for this coming year of her life?
Um, I hope she can feel a weight lifted off of her, despite all the changes that'll be coming into her life soon.
Mhm.
Because I know it's that she can get stressed out by things a lot, and even when she does, like it's usually things that are kind of like arbitrary, or it's like okay, like you know what I mean, like you're getting stressed out, but it's all right. Like there's nothing like everything's gonna be all right. And I hope that this year she's able to, you know, get some relaxing and be able to just enjoy herself and have fun. Because I think there's a lot of things where she does get to have fun with a lot of stuff, but then like she's just constantly racing her mind through thinking about other things. And most of the time it's like, everything's gonna be okay. So
Hmm.
I hope
So
this year is good for that.
yeah. So it sounds like, would you call it worrying or
Yeah,
stressing, or yeah? So sort of just kind of have some peace of mind from
yeah,
that everything doesn't have to be exactly right all the time, kind of thing.
yeah. I think a
hmm
good way we could start to kind of like shift that um is if we just left Lucas here. And I see a lot of benefits coming from that and just
hmm
a whole bunch of
No, you're really thinking outside of the box there.
well, yeah, and like I mean I'm kind of future proofing this whole thing, because that's a problem that'll take a lot of years to solve. So
Mm-hmm. hmm
may as
Wow.
well
I'm
solve it early.
not sure she would be grateful for that kind of help.
Well, you never know.
Well, what I wish for her is peace. It's so hard to find, and you have to. I think one of the things I have learned is that you sometimes have to redefine it or revisit and say, well, this peace doesn't just mean like no action and just calm. It has to do with your attitude, right? Like that's something I'm always trying to work on. You can't change a lot of the things that happen, but you can change your attitude and your acceptance, or resistance. And so I wish for her that kind of calm that comes with, just taking everything in stride and not feeling responsible. The level of responsibility that she feels sometimes, I think, is too much.
Yeah, for sure. That's a great point.
hmm any plans for Dawn's birthday?
I've discussed a few with my me, and
hmm
I think those will go into effect tomorrow, which is
Yes,
great.
we shouldn't say too much, depending when she watches this.
Well, I'm sure she'll watch this tomorrow night or something, but um, me and I have a birthday dinner planned for her that I'm going to be cooking, and
Gosh.
have a couple of good gifts planned for her, I think, that she'll like. So,
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
hmm
Oh, what? Oh my gosh. Well, can you tell us what you're making?
I'm making a steak dinner for her with a whole bunch of sides and a cookie ice cream sandwich dessert homemade.
Wow. Wow. So did you order all the groceries, or how are you going to do that?
That's what Mummy was helping me with. This was kind of her idea, but she said I'll be in charge of the cooking because she can't come. And
Great.
she had me send her a list, and she's gonna get it probably today or tomorrow. So
So it's going to show up on
yeah,
your doorstep. Isn't that
yeah,
something?
yeah. That's crazy. You can just do that now.
I love it. Well, your
hmm
mom is going to love it. That's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too.
hmm And tell me, okay, so there's one more thing. What are you doing for Christmas?
Christmas, we're leaving Christmas Day to come to New York City, or well, no, New York. And I'm going with my friend Abdullah, and be there for a few days. Just gonna get to explore, and it'll be like one of my first vacations getting to go with a close friend of mine too, which is really
Yeah,
cool.
a change. It's really cool. Is there anything
Yeah.
in particular that you guys are excited about?
We haven't really made like that many concrete plans. I think we're mostly just looking forward to food and shopping around and exploring. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's
Just
gonna be loads of fun.
soaking up the whole atmosphere.
Yeah, and letting it soak up our money. So that'll be
Yeah.
fun.
Now that you're solvent,
Right.
now that you have personal wealth.
Now that I have a cash stream coming through.
Right, right. Don't spend it all on hot dogs and pretzels.
Yeah, try not to.
Hmm. Um, are you planning on doing mostly stuff outdoors, or are you going to go to any museums, or you don't know yet?
I don't know. I know they want to do some more touristy things, and I think my mom and I are kind of like, yeah, it's not really as much our thing. So I think we'll
Hmm.
have some time, a little bit of time apart as well, where we can get to do our own thing a bit. And then, yeah, when I'm with him, I think we'll probably spend like about half and half, just like walking around and exploring, and then like I wanted to go thrifting at a couple places and stuff too, so that'd be fun.
Awesome. Have you ever been to the top of the Empire State Building?
I haven't.
That's a pretty cool thing to see.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing that with him. I think that'd
Hmm.
be cool.
Well, there's two good things. So that's a great way to sort of like get the lay of the land, and it's such a famous building, and it's
Hmm.
so iconic. But also where it's located. You're right there at Midtown, Fifth Avenue, 34th
Yep.
Avenue, and wow, sorry, 34th Street. So right there, you're like you could just walk in any direction for any length of time, and it's just some of the best sights and sounds, especially at Christmas time.
Yeah, we actually got to go like to it last year. We didn't get to go up and go inside, but we went like and we saw it last year when we went. And we were in that area, and the whole area is great. So yeah,
So
that'll be lots of fun.
do you know that when I was 16, I lied about my age and I got a summer job and I worked in the Empire State Building.
Whoa, really?
That was
How
my
did you not
first
get
gig.
caught lying about your age?
I mean, no one checked. I mean, yeah, no, I don't know. I went to an agency. I saw some job listings and they were through an agency, and I went to the agency and I interviewed with them. And back in the day, it was all about how many words per minute you could type
Mhm.
because everything was on typewriters. So I scored really high. I'm a really fast typer. And I got hired I worked for the United States Soccer Federation, USSF,
Oh,
which is part of FIFA.
yep.
Um, yeah, and they were headquartered there, I believe on the 40th floor. So I found an old business card when I was cleaning up the other day. So
Oh,
um,
that's cool.
yeah, collect, yeah, obviously you're going to have lots of jobs and stuff, but it's fun I just kind of have this collection so you can kind of see the evolution of all the different ways I went with work.
Hmm. Well, you reminded me. I actually have a Metro card from New York that I kept in my wallet, so that I still have in there, which is cool. Just a cool little. Yeah, I
That's
like
great
collecting
because
little
you don't
things
have
like
to
that.
buy another one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
remember how many words per minute you could type? Because my mom and I were just talking about typing the other day, which is funny.
I could do between 55 and 60 with no errors, and 65 with a few errors.
Hmm. I've never typed on a typewriter, so I don't know. I
Oh
feel
my
like
God.
that's very different.
It is actually. It is.
Yeah.
I forget. I was watching another old movie the other day, and it was like yeah, just seeing how things were, like the pace of business was so different because
Yeah.
of that, because we couldn't communicate in minutes.
Yeah.
It just was, everything was at a different pace and a different emphasis, and work meant something different. And also you had no choice. Like, how could you work from home? How could you
Hmm.
possibly work from home? I mean, work was a place that you went to, period.
Yeah.
All the time that I spent commuting and getting there and then getting back. And I mean, wow,
Yeah.
really,
Very
really different
interesting.
than rolling out of bed and just hopping online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even for a podcast.
Not complaining.
Yeah. No, it's fun.
I'm happy we did this.
Yeah.
Um, is there anything else you want to add?
I don't know. I hope my mom enjoys her birthday tomorrow, and I hope everything goes to plan, and I hope it's lots of fun, and I hope she has a great year as well.
Yeah. And if it doesn't go to plan, I hope it's still great and fun and easy, right? That's like what we were
Right.
talking about. Like it doesn't have to be one particular way.
I mean, yeah, that happens a lot, and it's still things still end up working themselves out.
Well, that and the bottom line, like you said, things will always be okay. But like, what is the most important thing? The most important thing is she knows that we love her and
Yeah.
we want her to be happy. And, it's not about stuff, or even, it's not the kind of thing that you can give to somebody like wrapped up in a bow. But
Right.
That's
It's about the memories and the experience, which is her
mhm.
favorite kind of things too. She likes that way more than actual gifts. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
So I really, yeah, I really, we celebrate you, Don. We love you, and yeah, I doubt I would have Miles and I ever would have really connected without you.
Hmm.
We may never have met.
Funny. Maybe not.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, I love you.
Love you. I'm
Bye,
actually about
everybody.
to go off to the store to get a few last minute little things for tomorrow. So
That's so cool.
yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah.
All right.
All right. Thanks everyone for tuning in.